Welcome back, Chuck here at Garden Spot Acres. Got an unboxing and a review for you today of the Ryobi 7 1/4 18-volt miter saw. I picked this up off eBay, brand new in the box, a lot cheaper than I could find it anywhere else. Let's take a look at what it looks like there. It's model P553. Oh, it can do 90-degree miter cuts, 45-degree miter cuts, obviously anything in between those. And it can also do a 45-degree bevel and a miter cut. It's ideal for trim work and hardwood flooring. So I wanted something pretty portable, so I could take it around from building to building and do trim work, whatever I needed to do with something that's small and handy like this. So let's go ahead and cut this thing open and see what we got. It came shipped just like this, UPS. There's the UPS label. So let's open this up and see if there's any damage and see how it's packed. Got a little flyer in there for 40-volt tools. I do like when these companies do this form styrofoam like this. I've never had problems with things getting broken inside of these. Right, I have it out of the box. We got the parts over here for it. We got the bevel tightening knob. We'll put that on in a second. We got the front handle. It just screws into here. You can see it's got the normal stops. We got 0 degrees, 15, 22.5, 31.6, 45. That's both ways. You can tighten the knob down and hold it at like 5 degrees if you wanted to. Okay. Got a little thumb screw back here. You loosen that up and you can slide the fence, so you can make that fence, this little extension, real close to the blade. So I guess if you're cutting little pieces, you can adjust the fence here. It's got the Allen key for it. You got 4 little set screws here. Look like they're hex head screws. So you got them here, here, and over on this side. There's 2 more on this side. So you can adjust that fence if it's not perfect, set up perfectly. Got a little storage for that right there. You push it in there. There we go. This does bevel up to 45 degrees. It's got a screw knob for that also. That threads into here to hold your bevel. This is all adjustable here if it's not quite 0. You can tighten that down. Now that doesn't move, that's good. Swing it back around here. What else we got? A little dust collector bag. A little spring clip on it. Let's swing this back around. This saw is very compact. Looks like it's going to be really handy for small jobs. We'll squeeze that on there. There we go. And what else we got? A hold down clamp. Like that sits into here. Oh, and this is knurled. It's got like rough surface on it. So that just slips down into that hole. And you can move this up or down. You can tighten it down like that. That hole's pretty good. Okay, and here's that bracket. It's called rear bracket in the directions. It just sits into these holes. Got some screws here that you put in. And that keeps your saw from tilting backwards. You know, if you let go of that, you know, if you let go of your arm too fast. So that keeps that from tipping backwards. Acts like a support. You can see it sits right on the ground there. So you can see that it can't really tip. There you go, right there. It catches right there. Let's get some measurements on it to give you an idea how big this thing is. "15 inches wide. When it's opened up, she's about 18 inches tall. Now if you close this up, there's your hold down right here for your arm. Let's see how tall this is closed up. She's less than 12 inches tall. That's really compact. So it's 15 this way, 12 tall. And if you take off your dust collection bag and you take off your front knob here, you're looking at, 15 inches the other way, this way. Really compact. She's really light. Got a square to check it after. I'm cutting a 2x3 here. Nice cut. Let's check her out. That's a perfect 90 right there. You can do it this way too. Can you see that? That is perfect at 90 degrees right out of the box. Well, that's pretty cool. Let's just whip it around here to 45, see how she cuts that way. You notice I'm taking my time with this. I'm not forcing it through. Okay? It's not a 15 amp saw where you're going to be able to force your cuts through. That's not what it's made for. Let's put that on here now and check the 45. It's like perfect. You see that? That's a perfect 45 right out of the box. Well, my initial impression so far is I'm gonna like this thing. She's light, cuts accurately. Looks like it's pretty well made. Now I'll cut a 45-45. Leave that at 45, come back here, loosen this. Bring her over to 45. Let's check that out. Oh, this is gonna be fun. Here's the piece I cut off. This wasn't made to cut 2x material at a 45 degrees both ways. I mean, it'll work, but that's not what I'm going to be using this for. So there's the 45 bevel. For 1x material, trim work, I think this is going to be just the ticket. Well, my initial impressions of the Ryobi 7 1/4 inch miter saw, I think it's pretty nice. Even at the 45-45 angles, I'm bringing this down and that blade guard is not getting caught up anywhere. So that's pretty good. It's barely touching right here, but it's not hanging up. Let's set this back. And I'm dropping it right back down to 0, and it's set right at 0. So there's a 2x3 right there. So that's 2.5 inches. Now the maximum depth of this, the depth of cut, is supposed to be 1.5 inches. So you can see you could actually do probably more than 1.5 inches. But it tells you it's 1.5 inches depth of cut from here to here. Looks like she'll cut 4.5 inches in width here. I mean, you could obviously cut more than 4.5 if you want to flip your board over. So if you flip your board over, you could cut 9-inch wide boards here on this thing, flipping your board. So for trim, I think this is going to be just dandy. Seem to have enough power. That's a 9 amp hour battery I have on here. First impressions, I like it. Looks like she's going to be a handy little tool to have around the shop. Okay, here we are cutting some 4.5 inch stock here. And I'm just going to trim this end off to see if she'll cut 4.5 well. That looks like its maximum right there, 4.5 inches. Four and a half, right to the tip of that. The operator's manual is pretty detailed. Of course, you got your safety rules, additional safety rules, glossary of terms. I mean, it's actually detailed. I would say it's probably too detailed, because if you get something too detailed, people tend to just not read them. But it goes ahead and tells you your features, your maximum depth of cut at different angles and things. Tells you what the parts are called. See a little diagram here. Little blow up over here. Loose parts list. These are the parts that come in the box. How to assemble it. Then you got your Spanish. Then it starts mixing Spanish with the English, which is another, that's another pain in the butt. Because now you're looking to going from English. So you have your English here, then you go to Spanish, and you turn the page, got Spanish, now you're back to English. Now you're back to English again. So I don't know the rhyme or reason why they did their book this way. There is a section in here on adjustments. If I can turn the page right here. And here's the closer look at the adjustment page. You know, it says the compound miter saw has been adjusted at the factory for making very accurate cuts. They may have been jarred out of alignment during shipping. Then it goes ahead and tells you how to set all your adjustments again so you're accurate. But like I showed you in the video there, this was perfectly accurate right out of the box. But it does give you some pretty detailed instructions how to adjust all your cuts. So you can't say the little manual is not detailed. I just think it could be laid out a little better. Because now you even go back to way in the back of the book, it has assembly. Now you're in the back of the book and it tells you how to put the blades on. So I'm not really sure why they laid this out this way. You would think they could have just laid this out with English in one part, Spanish on the other. But they didn't. They mixed it all together for some reason. I've used the Ryobi 7¼ inch miter saw now for about 3 weeks. I'm pretty impressed with it. Lightweight, accurate, very accurate. Get a lot of cuts. I'm using a 9 amp hour battery and I'm still at 3 bars out of 4. So she's really done a good job. I'm pleased with the purchase for $140 for trim work. It can't be beat. So I recommend it. Thank you guys for coming along. I appreciate you guys watching the video. Share with your friends and family. Hit that like button. I'd really appreciate that too. Well, that's it for the Ryobi miter saw. Hope you guys have a great day. We'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.